Hey, good morning everybody. How are we? Oh, welcome to a new video. Today is Monday. It's around 8:30 right now. I just rolled out of bed. Today is a rest day, so decided to do a full day of eating. So I'm gonna take you along, show you everything I eat, everything I take, all the supplements, everything that goes into my mouth. And yeah, just the overall routine on a rest day. So I'm still a little bit drowsy. Okay, woke up tonight, stayed up from about 2 to 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. That's prep life, but then got back to sleep and just woke up at 8. So at least caught up on a little bit of sleep. Okay, the next thing is my morning shake. So let's see which pack is open. Okay, so got this one. Here we go. So the morning shake consists of glutamine just for overall gut health, digestion, just getting the stomach ready for the day, basically. Immune system too. Next thing, this says BCAAs, but there's EAAs inside, so essential amino acids. I just use this as a refill. Gonna do 15 grams of this, and then last thing is just normal creatine, regular old creatine monohydrate, 5 grams. The most researched supplement on the market, so everybody should be taking this. So as you can tell, all the different boxes I have here, that's a struggle when you don't have a sponsor at the moment. So if anybody's up for sponsoring me, reach out to me, you know where to reach me. So the pre-cardio shake is done. Along with that, I take 2 caps of turmeric extract or curcumin, which is very good for inflammation. So protects you from inflammation, is good for the joints, good for the stomach, digestion, immune system. So a bunch of good things that this has. All right, so I'm gonna sip on that, finish that. That's the pre-cardio shake, you know, get some amino acids into me to protect my muscles. Now that I'm in a deficit, I really try to make it a priority to conserve my muscle as best as possible. So I want to have a lot of amino acids in my system when I'm doing cardio because I don't eat before. That's why I have the EAAs inside. Okay, so as you can see, I swang myself on the cardio bike, or however you say that. Yeah, today's a rest day. We're gonna do 45 minutes of fasted cardio. Training days is 25 minutes, rest days are 45 minutes. So we up the cardio a little bit on rest days just to compensate for the lack of the workout, which obviously also burns calories. So we try to get the calorie expenditure a little bit higher. Yeah, fasted, why do I do fasted cardio? Fasted cardio definitely is for me the most effective way to do cardio for fat loss. First of all, it's just a good thing to get the day going, in my experience, especially if you wake up groggy like I did today. Maybe you take a coffee or something and you get on the bike, and then after 25, 30, 45 minutes of cardio, you already feel a lot better and you are ready to get the day going. So that's my main reason for doing it fasted or in the morning. And also, when we haven't consumed any food yet, the blood sugar is low and the body will attack the fat resources relatively quickly. So that's the other advantage. If you eat a couple of meals and then you do your cardio, it's going to use more of those carbs that you already consumed. It's still going to work because obviously at the end of the day, it's always a calorie calculation, calories in, calories out. But I feel like this is just a more ideal way to do it for sure. So gonna get this done, 45 minutes, and then I'll catch you for breakfast, which is much needed. So let's go. So the cardio's finished. I freshened up a little bit, took a shower, took care of my skin and stuff like that, because we don't just want to have a good physique, we also want to have a good skin. So now I feel really depleted and empty, carb depleted. So I'm looking forward to making this first meal. So I've started using more and more vegetables now. You know, the food volume is going down, so I just like to throw in a little bit more of greens and vegetables that don't really have a lot of calories, just to push up the volume and get the impression or get the sensation of having more food, basically. Yeah, makes the meals a little bit more enjoyable, gives a little bit more flavor, and obviously some good micronutrients as well. So I've started going into that a little bit more. Okay, so the first step is obviously we do everything without oil. Okay, we're not gonna use up any of our fats and calories on oils. We're just gonna give it a little bit of water, just a shot like this, and then kind of let that get soft a little bit while we prepare the eggs. Mushrooms. So as I said, I am really depleted and hungry. Unfortunately, this first meal is honestly not very filling. It's not a very big meal. It doesn't have a lot of calories, and also doesn't have any carbs because those were taken out. But I'm just making kind of an omelette, so I'm using two. Got everything marked down here. So we're using 2 eggs, whole eggs. A few weeks ago, 200 grams of egg whites. Let's try to see if we can hit the perfect. Let's try to. Okay. 4 grams too much. 3 grams too much. That's all right. Now, obviously, as I said again, we need flavor. We need flavor because I'm hungry and it's not a lot of food, so we're gonna use a lot of seasoning. I got oregano here. Gives it a very nice, fresh flavor. Then we got pepper. This gives a little bit of spiciness. We are gonna do paprika for that smokiness. We are also gonna do salt, obviously. Pepper, just black pepper, regular. And garlic. This is garlic powder. Of course I could use, and it'd be probably better to use fresh garlic, but I'm not really in the mood for that right now, so we're gonna take the powdered one. And now we just mix it all under like this. Okay, gonna check on the vegetables. Okay, vegetables are going good. No. So I like to make my coffee after the breakfast, not before cardio, just because I enjoy it more having it with breakfast. And also the coffee and the caffeine inside is gonna really help give me a little bit of energy throughout the first half of the day, which is not there at this point anymore. So the energy levels are obviously very low, especially with a breakfast like this, so it's really good to just get a little bit of caffeine in. Also suppresses appetite, obviously. So we got a very good double effect there from the coffee. What I do is I have regular powdered coffee. I have like these metal container. Shake it up a little bit, take the edges. So we're gonna wait. Okay, 2 more minutes for the vegetables. And then we throw in the eggs. So when the vegetables have gotten a little softer, I throw in a sip of water, just for anti-sticking purposes. And then we just add the eggs. And give that a couple minutes until we flip, or give that a couple minutes until I flip Good. So, one very useful thing, I get 30 grams of avocado. So this is frozen avocados in cubes, which is extremely useful and convenient. Makes meal prepping a lot easier and grocery shopping, because all of us know you go to buy your avocados, go in a store, most of the time or a lot of times you don't have avocados there that are ripe or they're too ripe, and it can get difficult to find avocados that are just right. So we found these frozen avocados in the grocery store, which makes it very easy. Which are very easy to portion. Obviously, I just put the cubes on the plate, put them in the microwave for a couple of seconds to defrost, and then I got my avocado ready. I can store it in the fridge for a long time. I don't need to worry about rotting and everything like that. So about rotting or them going bad. And that's it. That's another good little kitchen hack, I guess. I want to get out every last piece of egg. Anybody that's ever cut before, anybody that's ever been on a diet before knows the feeling. Every little gram, every little piece of food that I can have, I want to have it on my plate. So, some lemon juice on the avocados, and voila. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen. Stomach is growling. It's about 1 p.m. So around about 2 hours after the last meal. Got to get another protein spike. So we're in the kitchen 2 hours after the first meal. So meal frequency I like to keep at about 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes it gets up to 4 hours, but usually it's about 2 to 3 hours, especially after a small meal like the first one there that you saw. Didn't have any carbs, so just had about 35 grams of protein or so. So we're gonna try to get a meal in relatively quickly after that one, for which we're gonna prepare rice and white fish. So we're gonna prepare some rice that's already cooking in there as my green or as my vegetable source. And we're gonna make that with white fish. As you can see, I got the frozen white fish here, which is basically zero fat, just protein. Very easily digestible, so I feel like that's a very good option for dieting, for cutting down, using white fish. So I just dump the cabbage into the rice cooker. That'll just, that's just gonna cook together, kind of. I don't want to bother making another pot cooking the cabbage, so I just drop it in here. It's not a big deal. Cooks just fine. And that's going. Now, as you can see, I'm very about efficiency here, right? Because I'm doing work on the computer. We have busy lives and stuff, so we really need to make sure that we're using the time very efficiently as we can. So that's why I use a rice cooker, obviously. Don't need to be there, that can just cook on its own, and you don't need to be worried about burning it or anything like that. It'll just finish up, and as soon as it finishes the rice, it's going to automatically shut off, and at that point you can get it and eat it. Okay, now we got 500 grams of fish, which is going to be one piece like this, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit that in the air fryer, so I'm going to cut it like this. Another piece of equipment that I bought this about a year ago. I wasn't sure if I should get it. In the beginning I wasn't so convinced, but this is definitely the best kitchen investment that I've ever made. This makes life so much easier. You can cook all your meats, all your fish, you can cook vegetables, potatoes, even eggs. You can cook basically anything in it, and it's super convenient. You don't need to clean a lot. And also, especially, You just turn it on, give it the time and the temperature that you want to have it cook, and then you could just leave and go about your business. And when it finishes, same thing as with the rice cooker, it just turns off automatically. So that's how I can just prepare my meals while doing something completely else. I got the rice cooking, I got the fish cooking, and it's just super efficient that way. That should do the job. So we're gonna throw that in the air fryer. Now, next up, since, as I said, I already ate 2 hours ago, I want another protein spike. Okay, so I have 2 meals during the day that are just whey protein, kind of more like a snack, I guess you could say. So anytime when there's a little bit of a gap to bridge between meals, I can use this whey protein to just give me a little bit of a protein spike, but also, of course, kill my hunger a little bit and give me something that satisfies me. So we're gonna take 50 grams of whey protein here while the other meals are cooking. Perfect. Now, the best way that I found to make whey protein taste good in a diet, if you have just whey protein, don't drink it as a shake. Obviously, if you make it as a shake, it's gonna be very watery. So what I like to do to have something that's a little bit more like an actual meal, something to actually eat, I drop just a little bit of water in there. It's a very small sip of water. Take a spoon and just mix. And then just, as you can tell, this wasn't enough water. You need to have some skill and experience in making this. Otherwise, you end up with something that's too watery. But that's starting to look a little bit better. And I think I hit the spot in terms of water. And now just really mix aggressively. And that's it. So this is whey protein isolate. So this has about 40 grams of protein and a negligible amount of fats and carbs, obviously. So this is a very good snack for in between. Still don't have any carbs in the system, as you can tell. It's about 1:30 p.m. now, so I'm very low on blood sugar, which is good for burning fat. So okay, so we're gonna have our snack. This is one of the best meals of the day, honestly. This is kind of filling my sweet tooth that I have now on a cut. So obviously we don't need any candy. We don't get a lot of sweet stuff in general, sugars and stuff. So this right here is really, in terms of flavor, a game changer. So I just enjoy this. I do some more work. Then after that, we're gonna finish up the other meals and I'll show you what that looks like. So the next meal is ready. Maybe you can tell that I'm looking forward to it. So we got the white fish that I already showed you earlier. We got a good amount of rice here, 60 grams of uncooked weight, 250 grams of uncooked weight of fish, some cabbage, and then I also do a little bit of salad, which is just lettuce, carrot, I don't know, some more cabbage, you know, pretty much 0 calorie. Put a little bit of apple cider vinegar on that one. And then, to make it more enjoyable, we got Fanta or Fanta, I don't know how you pronounce that. Special flavor, 0 calorie obviously. So I'm gonna take 1 glass of that to go along with this meal. Actually, last thing, I forgot one thing. So some people might think this is disgusting, but I like to use ketchup, and this is 0 calorie ketchup, obviously. Okay, I know it doesn't say it on the bottle, but trust me when I tell you this is 0 calories. This is not regular ketchup. And gonna use that on the fish a little bit.
Ketchup in the fish, that's disgusting.
The camera woman finds it disgusting, but that's... Hey, look, that's what the prep brain, does. Gets crazy. So we're gonna devour this. Obviously, this is the first carb meal of the day, as you could see. First we had the eggs, then we had the whey protein, and now we have the first carbs of the day. It's 2 p.m. and 6 minutes. And yeah, so the first carbs of the day are going in. I've been carb fasting now since yesterday, maybe 9 p.m. or so. So this should get the metabolism going. Whew, okay. So welcome back in the kitchen. I just woke up from a little nap, so slept 1 hour to try to catch up on some of that sleep that I lost during the night. A nap is always part of my day. I always take a nap, usually after working hours, so at around 4 p.m. or so before the gym. Now today I don't go to the gym, but at around 4 p.m. I always do my daily nap of about 1 hour. So the next meal is the second half of the rice and fish. So I'm just reheating the fish right now. Okay, the finishing touch. The finishing touch, I like to use some lemon on fish always. Along with this meal, we're just gonna have water as the preferred drink of choice. So I'm gonna try to avoid going too deep into that rabbit hole of sweetened drinks and sweeteners in general. Obviously, I'm already using the sweetened ketchup, but I don't wanna take that too far just yet. I'm trying to limit it to once a day. Just have 1 glass of a sweetened drink, and for the rest, I'm gonna try stick with good old water. So. All right, guys, so quick change of scenery. We're in the mall right now. We were trying to catch a movie, but we came way too late, so we decided to just not go. We're gonna do the next meal now. So I prepared it before we left. I'm gonna show you what that is.
I prepared.
That's why I said we prepared, okay? So here, this is the meal that, no, you can show. No, you can show the brownie too. No, you can show the brownie too. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so the lady of the house is having a brownie and a coffee. And this is my meal. So as you can tell, it's a pretty small portion. This is 150 grams of steak, 100 grams. Okay. So this is 150 grams of steak, 100 grams of potatoes, and some bell pepper. Made with some garlic, obviously no oils or anything like that. Pretty low calorie meal, I would say. And then we're just gonna have the Coke Zero along with that. Decided to have another one. I already had a cup of a sweetened drink earlier, but you know, I saw the cafe there and I was just thinking, let's do it, why not? So. Okay, back home. So now we have meal number 6. Now this should be a new meal number 6. Just another protein bump. So we're gonna do another 50 grams of protein powder. And again, little sip of water and just mix it up and hopefully get the right consistency.
Diarrhea.
Perfect. As you can tell, I'm a master at this. By this point, that's the perfect consistency. So, all right, so just gonna eat this, enjoy this for sure, because as I said, this fills my sweet tooth during this diet. So we're gonna get this down and see you for the next meal. Next meal is going down. So this is the same as the meal that I had in the mall. It's 150 grams of steak. We get 100 grams of potatoes with bell pepper, and obviously a little bit of the ketchup as well. Yeah, this is the second to last meal of the day. Right now it's around 10 p.m. So second to last meal of the day. The next one I'm gonna eat in about an hour, and then we're gonna be ready to hit bed. Now I'm not drinking any water with this, as you can see. So one tip or something that I really experienced that helped me a lot with my sleeping quality, especially during a cut, because when you're bulking or when you are pushing a lot of food, it's always very easy to sleep. But on a cut, made the experience that if I taper the water, it becomes much easier to sleep at night because you don't wake up as many times to pee. And obviously every time you wake up, it gets harder to fall back asleep, etc. So from the time I wake up to about 1 p.m., try to get in around 3 liters, and then maybe another 2 liters until maybe 8 or 9 p.m. And that way I'm hydrated throughout the whole day. But after 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m., I really try to taper down on the water. So I'm not gonna have any water with this. And that way I only wake up maybe once a night to pee instead of like 3 or 4 times. Really helped me with my sleep quality. So, and sleep is key, especially in a cut. So I'm gonna enjoy this, get this down. All right, welcome to the kitchen for the last time today. Maybe you can tell that I'm really tired at this point. Not just tired, just kind of exhausted. I mean, the diet is getting to me, the low calories, the low carbs are getting to me, so the energy levels, especially towards the evening, really start to plummet. This is where I start getting really tired. But yeah, we're gonna make the last meal, which is gonna be 150 grams of salmon together with 3 eggs and 30 grams of avocado. As you can tell, that's a pretty decent sized meal, especially on the fats. This is definitely the highest fat meal of the day. The bulk of the fat for the day is definitely in this meal, which is designed that way because that should help me sleep. My body digesting overnight, so obviously to have nutrients circulating the body overnight, but also just to help the sleep, because fats, obviously carbs and obviously calories in general, but especially fats really support sleep. So all we're gonna do is pop open the salmon. So the salmon goes in the air fryer like so. Gonna hit it with some spices, obviously, as always. You always gotta watch out with these condiments. This one is pretty low calorie, you know, has a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs, but if we're looking at one portion here, it's 5 calories. I'm gonna throw that in for 8 minutes. We're gonna prepare the eggs. So we got the organic eggs here. You can always tell the difference between an organic egg and a regular, like caged egg. Because the organic eggs are always much harder to crack. I feel like they have a stronger shell, which is an interesting side fact. I guess that speaks to the quality of the egg. Eggs are going in. For anybody that cooks without oils or cooks eggs without oils, either you need to have a really good non-stick pan, or if you don't have that, then you can just put a tiny coating of water on the bottom of the pan. That'll help it from sticking to the pan too much. It's about 11 p.m. now, so after this meal, we're gonna go to bed at around 11:30 or so. As you can see, this looks like a pretty decent meal right here. Like a really good meal, actually. I'm really looking forward to this one. And we're gonna just give it a little bit of lemon juice. And this one, we're really gonna enjoy, so. So I finished up my last meal just now, so I decided to just bring out my whole PM supplement stack for everybody to see what I take. Start off with zinc, 25 milligrams of zinc for a lot of things, immune system. We got the magnesium bisglycinate. I take 3 caps of this, which is about 475 milligrams. Now, magnesium obviously is good for the relaxation of muscles, but in the specific form of bisglycinate, it's also good for sleeping because it can pass the brain barrier. So it can act on the nervous system. So it really can shut you down also mentally and from the nervous system perspective, not just the muscle. So that's why it really is very useful and very recommended for sleeping. Then we got the GABA, a sleep supplement, take 1 gram of that. Obviously omega-3. Omega-3 is definitely one of my top 3 supplements for overall health. Cholesterol, heart health, anti-inflammatory. I take 5 grams of this, and this is a a highly concentrated one. So this one has 60% of actual omega-3 fatty acids. A lot of products just have 30. So this one has 60, which is good. And then we got vitamin D3, especially now in this cold and not very sunny time of the year. You take vitamin D3, 4,000 international units in my case. It could go up a little bit with that, but I feel that's enough for me. Then we got iodine, thyroid function, 25 milligrams. We have vitamin C, basic, just 1 gram of vitamin C. Helps with detoxifying your body and stuff, good for the kidneys, good for inflammation, good for the immune system, all that good stuff. And then obviously another sleep supplement is melatonin. 6 milligrams of melatonin, which is 2 of these little pills. That should definitely put me to sleep. As I said, we're tapering water, so I'm gonna try to get this down with just a few sips of water. Don't drink too much. That's it for the full day of eating. I hope you got some value from this. I hope you found this entertaining. We're probably gonna follow this up when the calories drop a little bit more. It's gonna become a little bit more interesting for everybody to see how much I can really suffer. Or also do a full day of eating on a training day, which is different from the rest days because I have a lot more carbs. Yeah, so thank you everybody for watching and see you next time.